Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Gil Butler, the Primal Chef, coming to you today with another recipe from the biOptimizer's Primal Paleo cookbook. Now today I'm going to be making a roast pork belly. And this is gonna be great for using things like when we make pad thai. We have a crispy pork pad thai. This is the base of it. You can also put these in spring rolls. We have a recipe for that. There's a lot of things you can do with crispy pork belly, so let's get rolling on it. All right, so when we're working with pork belly, we basically want to make sure that it's in manageable sizes. So if this was a massive pork belly, it's going to take hours and hours and hours to cook. So this is a good size, but what we want to do, since it has a lot of fat on top, we're just going to score it. So you're going to make little slits just deep enough to go through the skin, but not through the meat. As you can see, I'm just cutting in here. You can see all the way down, but you don't want to see any pink. That's how you know you're at the right level there. And you try to go as even as possible. So I'm probably going a ½ inch in between cuts. And now once you do that, we're gonna go the other way. So exact same thing, other way. So making little diamonds. And what's this gonna do? This is gonna make it so the fat starts rendering way quicker, and it's gonna speed up the cook time. Also, as this fat renders, it drips down the sides, and it's essentially basting the pork belly, making sure that it's gonna stay super juicy for you, even if it's in the oven for a long time. So we're gonna season this, and now what you have to remember is pork belly has a lot of fat in it. You don't always end up eating all this fat because most of it kind of renders into oil, drips down, and then you're gonna discard it. But what happens during this process is the pork belly itself shrinks down a lot. So if you look at this as it is right now and say, okay, I'm gonna salt, 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 by the time it's done cooking, it's gonna have shrunk down so much, but all that salt that you put is still gonna be there, so it's gonna be way too salty. So we're gonna go lighter than we would on, let's say, a steak. So just quick sprinkle of salt, quick sprinkle of pepper. And guys, that's all you need to do for this right now. We're gonna put it in the oven at 400 degrees, and it's gonna be in there for 45 minutes. This is just to brown it and to get it going, because like I said, there's a lot of fat on here. We want to do a lower and slower process, but if we start really low and slow, it's going to take forever for this fat to even be activated. So we're going to get it in there, it's going to start moving really quick, and then we'll turn down the heat and cook it for longer. So it's going to go in for 45 minutes, and then we'll see you then. All right, so let's talk about our pork belly. We put it in the oven, 45 minutes at 400 degrees, get it brown. Then we lowered the temperature to 250 degrees. It went another 2 hours, guys. If you don't have that time, you don't have to do it that far. This is just to make it perfectly crispy on the outside, smooth and silky in the middle. It's just like the best of both worlds. Obviously, if you rush it a little bit, you might just get it more crispy. It might be a little tougher in the middle, but it's up to you. You can put into it what you want to get out of it. So we're gonna check on it and see how we did. And oh my God, look at that. So you can see how much it shrunk down since we were cooking it. You can see all the fat that rendered off. There's a bunch of oil on the bottom of the pan now. We're gonna take it off. Amazing. You can just slice it up. Oh my God, super tender, juicy. You just chop it up. So what can you do with this? You can eat it just like that. If you love pork belly as much as I do, you'll just eat that with a fork, maybe use one of the sauces that are in the Primal Paleo cookbook that would go great on there. But you can also use this for other dishes. For instance, we have a keto crispy pork pad thai recipe in the cookbook. Amazing, and you're gonna use this pork right here for that pad thai. So maybe you made this and you had some left over, you can reuse it as we're gonna do. When you watch our other video, know where that pork came from right here. So I'm gonna slice it up, but that's it for this one. So thank you so much for watching. I'm Gil Butler, the Primal Chef, and look for this recipe and many others, such as the crispy pork pad thai, in biOptimizer's Primal Paleo cookbook.